Subscribe. MTL World at Middle World 1 YouTube channel. Swallowed Star 2. Origin Continent. Volume 7. Nine Rivers Holy Realm. Chapter 294 Luo Feng and Wuxia. 22nd of Volume 7. Although Luo Feng and Di Qing had agreed to go hunting, both needed some time to prepare. Luo Feng had to familiarize himself with the newly acquired Xuanhuan Tian destruction formation diagram, while Di Qing had to decide which treasures would be necessary to handle powerful enemies. After half a century later, their preparations were complete, and they set off. Luo Feng and Di Qing have gone out hunting. Di Ming and Di Fu watched as they departed. Di Ming frowned in concern. Last time, they offended the deputy master of Guifeng, Elder Tianhe. Now they're heading out for a hunt. If Guifeng decides to retaliate. Having spent a long time in Yulan City, he is well aware of Guifeng's ruthless ways. However, Di Fu remained composed, gazing at the cave entrance with a smile. Since they dare to go out, they must have a plan. If my guess is right, our situation in Yulan City is about to improve. For over 300 centuries, Emperor Ming had remained in seclusion, while Emperor Fu refrained from taking action. Both had been cultivating within their cave. You trust them that much? Di Ming asked in surprise. I trust Luo Feng, Di Fu replied with certainty. Di Fu had spent considerable effort observing Luo Feng, analyzing his actions, and understanding his character. Only after confirming his potential did he repeatedly assist Luo Feng, even at the risk of offending Di Yan. Di Ming found this unwavering faith somewhat puzzling. Have you not noticed? Di Fu asked with a knowing smile. Brother Luo Feng never acts recklessly. Whenever he takes the initiative, he does so with absolute confidence. Di Ming thought for a moment and realized it was true. From an eternal true god to someone comparable to Di Qing, it took him just over 1,000 epochs, Di Fu mused. You should also remember that brother Luo Feng has already spent more than 1,000 epochs in Yulan City. Given the abundant cultivation resources here, his progress should be even faster. He continued, the ancestors speculated that Luo Feng is either a reincarnated being from another realm or possesses extraordinary talent beyond comprehension. Judging by his current growth. With a slight smile, Di Fu concluded, we just need to wait for good news. Meanwhile, Luo Feng and Di Qing boarded a sleek black flying boat, heading directly toward Yulan City's outermost gate. A hum filled the air as layers of radiant defensive barriers enveloped the entirety of Yulan City. Unseen waves continuously swept across the city, monitoring every resident's location. If someone failed to pay their housing fee, the system would immediately lock onto them. Additionally, those without a registered residence for more than 3 days would be expelled from the city. These protective barriers also prevented low-level Xuanhuan beings from entering. Luo Feng and Di Qing are on the same flying boat, heading toward the East City Gate. This information was swiftly relayed to the deputy master of Guifeng, Elder Tianhe. In Yulan City, as long as one is willing to pay the price, intelligence organizations can provide real-time updates on almost anything. They left together. Elder Tianhe sat motionless, slowly opening his eyes. His gaze was sharp yet as calm as still water. Going out to hunt after more than 300 epochs. How impatient, he murmured with a slight chuckle before summoning a subordinate. A shadowy figure, wrapped in gray mist, materialized outside the room. Its emerald green eyes gleamed as it respectfully bowed. Deputy Master, the figure greeted. Wuxia, Elder Tianhe said with a faint smile. Luo Feng and Di Qing are currently aboard a flying boat, heading toward the East City Gate. Follow them. Once they are far from Yulan City, notify me. We won't take action too close to the city. Once they return inside, tracking them will be difficult. The farther they go, the better. If they manage to escape back, we will plan their demise one by one. Understood. Wuxia responded respectfully and vanished soundlessly into the night. Elder Tianhe leaned back in thought. Even if they originate from the origin world, they are only at the mid-stage enlightenment level of the God Emperor realm. They likely don't have much wealth. At best, they might carry treasures worth tens of millions Xuanhuan crystals. Killing rivals and seizing their possessions was simply the way of the world. But Elder Tianhe had another goal: to send a message. If you dare to offend me in Yulan City, you will have to pay a heavy price. His gaze turned cold. Inside the black flying ship. The moment we stepped out of the cave, Yulan City's intelligence networks would have detected us, and that means Guifeng must already be aware as well, Luo Feng said, glancing at Di Qing. Their experts are likely tailing us now. Di Qing, however, simply laughed. Ha. If brother Luo Feng is confident, what do I have to fear? If he were alone, he wouldn't dare to provoke the Guifeng. However, now that Luo Feng had acknowledged possessing the strength of a late-stage God Emperor Enlightener, Di Qing was more than willing to accompany him. Brother Luo Feng, before we leave the city, let's make this clear, the spoils of this hunt will be split 90-10, Di Qing stated, looking at Luo Feng. This will probably be our last time hunting together. I'm already getting the better end of the deal. Normally, a late-stage God Emperor wouldn't team up with a mid-stage one, as their power gap was simply too vast. Luo Feng chuckled. Alright. Just as you say. Both were proud individuals, unwilling to take too much advantage of the other. But Luo Feng understood something after this hunt. Once he displayed his full strength, Di Qing would likely never agree to team up again. The difference between them is simply too great. There will be no point in hunting together anymore. When I first arrived in Yulan City, Di Qing arranged a cave for me, lent me the Xuanhuan crystal, took me hunting, and even taught me hunting techniques, Luo Feng recalled. I owe him a favor. Di Qing had genuinely treated Luo Feng as a life-and-death companion, hoping to nurture him into a worthy ally. But Luo Feng's growth had simply been too fast, faster than anyone had anticipated. Whoosh! With a swift whoosh, the black flying ship shot out of the east city gate. Not far away, a figure wrapped in gray mist silently watched it depart. They've left the city. As Wuxia observed, an invisible tracking mark discreetly fell upon the ship's surface. He hadn't branded Luo Feng or Di Qing directly. Powerful beings were highly perceptive, and such a move would be too obvious. Marking the ship itself was a much more subtle approach. With a soft few, Wuxia piloted his own flying ship, keeping a safe distance while tailing them. The Nine Rivers Holy Realm exerted immense suppression, making it difficult for his tracking mark to function over long distances. The farther they traveled, the weaker his perception of the ship would become. Once we leave the city, Guang can attack at any time. Di Qing scanned the surroundings, unaware of the hidden mark on their vessel. Luo Feng, however, had already noticed it. At the center of his forehead, his bionic eye of destruction had opened, revealing hidden truths. The bionic eye combined the Tao of life and death early-stage God Emperor level, and the Taos of life and destruction mid-stage God Emperor level. The accumulation of realms made Luo Feng's research on the Eye of Life and Death more in-depth, and naturally he was able to comprehend bionic eye of destruction more deeply. His profound mastery allowed him to perceive things that even other experts might overlook. Brother Di Qing, Luo Feng said calmly, Guang marked us the moment we left the city. Di Qing's expression changed. They locked onto us already. The mark is from the causal lineage, a clever technique, Luo Feng observed through the bionic eye of destruction. If he had the true Eye of Life and Death, not just the bionic version, the entire protective array of Yulan City wouldn't be able to shield its secrets from him. With just a glance, he could see through everything: people, movements, hidden plots. However, taking the true Eye of Life and Death outside the origin world would bring about a catastrophe. For now, his bionic eye of destruction was enough. It allowed him to perceive the causal connection hidden within the tracking mark, of faint, glowing thread stretching into the void, leading toward its origin. I'll check who's tailing us. Luo Feng's lips curled into a slight smile. His figure suddenly blurred into a blood-red phantom, streaking out of the black flying ship. Like an arrow, he shot forward following the causal line to its origin. At a safe distance. Far behind, Wuxia piloted an ordinary flying boat, having just left Yulan City. Inside the vessel's command hall, Wuxia kept his eyes locked on the tracking mark. Deputy Master, they're now quite far from Yulan City. I have left the city as well and am continuing to follow them. Through a secure channel, he contacted Elder Tianhe. I can track their location at any time. Good. Just keep monitoring them, Elder Tianhe instructed. Wuxia remained at ease. He excelled in tracking, evasion, and spellcasting, a master of the hunt. He had no doubts about his ability to follow Luo Feng and Di Qing without being noticed. What he didn't realize was that Luo Feng was already coming for him. This Luo Feng is truly arrogant. Just for 50 million Xuanhuan crystals, he dares to offend the Elder Tianhe. Wuxia, a mid-level manager in Guang, shook his head. He knew the full story behind the conflict. Old man Tianhe is infamous for his ruthlessness. Once he takes action, he never shows mercy. Wuxia had seen Tianhe in action before. His methods were nothing but short of terrifying. No one could afford to underestimate the elders of Yulan City. These elders were powerhouses from the origin world, with access to clone techniques, powerful treasures, and countless opportunities. Their abilities had been honed to a level beyond comprehension. As Wuxia piloted his flying ship, he carefully maintained a safe distance behind Luo Feng's vessel, ensuring that his tracking remained undetected. Without warning, a gigantic, furry claw descended from the sky, grasping at Wuxia's ship. Damn it! A Xuanhuan beast ambush. Wuxia was caught completely off guard. He specialized in tracking and evasion, but he had barely left the city, and an attack like this was completely unexpected. As the colossal furry claw came crashing down, the surrounding space shattered and twisted, transforming into a sealed spatial prison. Wuya's entire vessel was now trapped within the palm of a powerful entity, a domain known as the Palm Realm, an innate treasure with an incredible sealing ability. Escape. Wuya knew that staying inside the ship meant certain death. In an instant, he let out a roar and dissolved into a vast mist, attempting to tear apart the prison of space and flee. Within this mist, 9 faint wisps separated, using subtle causal threads to scatter in different directions, each seeking an escape route. A practitioner from the origin world, Wuya had mastered clone techniques rather than relying on escape treasures. His expertise in fleeing was exceptional. But, boom! The massive furry claws suddenly clenched, crushing everything within. Wuya in Palm Realm prison was obliterated in an instant. The towering figure controlling the claw had a bionic eye of destruction embedded in its forehead, which gleamed as it locked onto the causal lines of Wuya's escaping mist clones. The moment the claw tightened, every escaping misty clone was targeted and annihilated. Not yet. Some fragments of mist still struggled to survive, resisting with all their might. However, Luo Feng's furry palm, controlled by his undying blood sea body, unleashed boundless power. The remaining misty forms were ruthlessly crushed into nothingness, completely wiping out Wuya in a single move. A mid-stage god emperor. Wuya. Luo Feng stood over the remains, piecing together the situation. Did Elder Tianhe send him to track me? His gaze fell upon his furry palm, now pulsing with immense power. This Palm Realm treasure is truly remarkable, Luo Feng murmured, admiring its abilities. Without it, even with my undying blood sea body, it would have taken at least 3 to 5 moves to defeat Wuya. But with the Palm Realm, I only needed 1. No wonder the elders covet such treasures, they provide an immense boost to strength. With a soft few, Luo Feng's body shimmered and transformed into a blood-red phantom, seamlessly merging into the surrounding world. In the blink of an eye he vanished without a trace. Blank. End of chapter. Subscribe. MTL World at MTL World 1 YouTube channel.